Well, I'm back with another video. Why am I out of breath? God. Shop, it was a very busy day. Oh, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, I run this small cafe slash grocery store. Been about 3 years now, so we learned the ins and outs. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad. If you're into that, please subscribe down below. And if you like any of this content and you want to support this small business, please hit the like button down below. It really helps us grow organically. Is that a good word for it?
Yes.
Organically. So how to start a cafe in 2021? Are you crazy? Do you know what's going on in the world? The cafe business is done. Not 100%. It's going to recover. Everyone's going to be fine. Okay, I'm trying to stay positive. But I want to give you kind of the ins and outs on what it took to set up this place, how it's going, and where we're going from here. And maybe give you about a 5-step process on how to start your cafe, in my opinion, to help you succeed in 2021 and into the future. So grab your favorite coffee beverage. This is going to be an interesting one with a lot of information that I think could help you guys, because I kind of went through the building out a cafe slash grocery store from the ground up, and it hasn't been easy by any means, but I wouldn't change it for the world. So as you can see, my cafe is 100% takeout. People grab a coffee, a cappuccino, a wrap, or a dessert, and they're gone. That's the way I think I would advise anyone in 2021 trying to open up a small cafe. Quick takeout spot, build your brand and go from there. My difference is we have a bunch of retail space that adds to those sales. So when people come in for a coffee, they may pick up 7 or 8 more items, and that just adds on to our daily, profit and sales. That's your choice. If you don't want to do that, don't take this much space. Most of you have caught on now, but the first step would be pick a small location that you can grow, that you can build a brand. Small, quick takeout, keep that people flowing, not too much labor involved, no tables, I would stay away from that. If you want to go the other route, that's your thing. But with everything going on, quick takeout, small location, low cost of labor, that's where I would start. The second thing I would say, and probably one of the most important things, and I know I didn't put it at number 1, would be you need to work in a cafe before opening a cafe. So you know the ins and outs, you know exactly what to do, you know exactly what sells and doesn't sell. But not only that, so many people kind of glamorize the idea of being a cafe owner or a retail store owner or a restaurant owner without actually knowing how much work is involved and how much time is needed to actually take some money for yourself. The idea of coming in once in a while and running the show is very, very far-fetched. And when you can kind of see what it actually takes to deal with customers, or, when you run out of something and someone's upset, or you're scrubbing toilets, that's a whole other side of the coin that you would never know unless you ran a cafe or you worked in a cafe for at least a year. So I can tell you that I actually worked in a store just like this, but obviously much bigger, for about 9 years. And that prepared me to open up my own business. And I can tell you with honesty, I was nowhere near ready. Even after 9 years of working as an employee, I still learned so much after opening my own business. But that 9 years prepared me to deal with the basics of running a similar business. You need that experience to really make it work. So you know exactly how much it's going to take and what it's going to take every single day out of you to run your own cafe. And without that experience, you're still just kind of daydreaming on what it's going to be like, or what it's supposed to be like, or how much money you want to make. You need that initial experience to prepare yourself for that business. If you haven't ran something similar, the chances of you failing are much, much higher. So when you go get financing for your business, and no matter where it may be, any country in the world, I can promise you they're going to ask you if you have experience running this business, because they know as well, people that are experienced in the business are less likely to fail because they already know the ins and outs of the business in general. And I can kind of guarantee you that even your friends and family will trust you more with a gift or a loan if you knew how to run the business before you even started thinking about opening your own. So then how do you get the financing for your business? Well, there's many options, and that's really up to you. If you have the personal money to start it, I hope you can start small enough where you grow your brand like I was suggesting in the first point, or you may need to take a bank loan. friends and family can help you as a gift of love or whatever you want to call it. But honestly, that is something that you may need to invest some of your own money plus your experience in order to gain more money from a lender to make your dream come true. So make sure you have experience, some money. And to be honest with you, it may be difficult to secure any money for your cafe because there's such a high failure rate in cafes that banks are very weary on when they give money out. That's where your experience, some of your own investment comes in, and your ability to talk like a professional would also help in that situation when you're looking for money. And of course, the less money you ask for, you probably be more inclined to actually receive that money because it'd be less risk for the bank. That's why I kind of was suggesting start small with a takeout option, maybe a nice drive-through window if you ever could. But there's less risk for the bank if you take less money. Of course, they'd love to loan you as much money as possible at a high interest rate, but that's not what you're looking to do. I don't think, unless that's the route you're going. But more power to you if that's the route you're going. So location, location, location. Everybody says it. Nobody really has the same answer when you look up for your research. Really depends where you are, how much you want to pay, how much you can pay, and that'll make or break your business. And I know I say every point is the most important point because without one of our steps in this video, the whole thing falls apart. But location can make or break your business. Even if you have the best coffee in the world, even if you have the best customer service, location is the most important. If nobody knows where you are, or you don't have visible signage, and you can't get enough foot traffic to your store, or it's blocked by other buildings and you're tucked away in a corner, unfortunately, no matter what you do, you probably will fail because you don't have that day-to-day traffic. And coffee shops live and die by their day-to-day sales. You need that constant flow of people at all times, because when you're only averaging $4 to $5 a ticket, you need a constant flow of people, and you want to keep all your baked goods fresh, right? Well, guess what? You need to be busy all the time to make sure when you make something, it's out the door before the end of the day, or else it's going to be stale by the next day. You constantly need to have a busy location. So paying a little bit more in rent is something I suggest to get yourself that flow of traffic. Just because you save a bunch of money on rent and you end up in a hole in the wall behind like a back alley and a Chuck E. Cheese, doesn't mean you're going to have a successful business. Because paying a little bit more for that location will build you that regular customer base that will push you into those 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years that you're building your business. And that's when I say spend a little bit more money on rent to make sure you're in a good location that's visible and probably in a decent neighborhood. Maybe a growing neighborhood would help, and something that doesn't already have your concept probably steer you into the right path of success. So the fifth step is something that you don't need to 100% start with. I know Felicia and I didn't build our business with employees, but finding the right people to help you build your business with the right mindset that actually see what you're trying to accomplish and believe in it. And those people that remember people's orders, smile when people come in, make small talk, remember people's names, and actually show up on time is very, very difficult. There'll be many people that just come in for a paycheck and are miserable, don't treat your customers good. You need to try to find those ones who are the golden gems. You show them that they're actually appreciated, because a good employee can cost you money or make you money. And if you have to keep retraining people, that will cost you money. So you want to keep those good employees for the long term, because those are the people that your customers will connect with as well. Sometimes your customers will come in just to see those people that make them happy, that make their day, that make small talk with them. I'm telling you, I'm starting to believe about 80% of our customers come into this store just to talk to Felicia at the front, support us as people because they know us, they came to know us over these last 3 years. They just come in to support you as a business. They want to see you do well. As long as your product is good as well. People aren't going to just buy garbage to support you, but you get what I'm saying. So find those good employees, make sure you can keep them long term, because a good employee will make you more money than you actually have to pay them. Be consistent with your business. Be consistent with everything down to the T. This probably will be the next step in your business. If you can master being consistent, this is where you'll see that big growth in your coffee shop or a restaurant or a small retail store. This is where a lot of people fail, because they end up kind of taking a break when things are growing or going well, they kind of relax. But I don't think that's the right thing to do. I really think you need to stay consistent with everything, no matter if you're going like crazy busy or crazy slow. Stay consistent. What I mean by staying consistent is make sure your hours are always consistent with what you post on Google or Facebook and on your door. Make sure you have the same product every time a coffee goes out. It needs to be the same, because people can tell the difference on their favorite drinks. And really make sure, I promise you this will make you build a loyal customer base if you can do this. Your menu board, I'm telling you, if it's on your menu, you better have it in stock, because people will not return if you don't have something one time. We've lost a lot of customers at the start because we were running short on things. We didn't know how much to buy. When you're dealing with so many perishables, you don't want to buy too much and then have to throw it away. So we ended up kind of having a surplus of stuff just to keep the customers happy and returning. Now we really have an understanding of how much to buy, when to buy it, when it's going to be busy, when it's not going to be busy. So that's where you really want to make sure you're consistent with your product list. Unfortunately, no one's going to care why you don't have something, or someone didn't bring something in, or the delivery is late. They don't care why you don't have it. They just want it. No one cares about the reason why, or they just think it's an excuse, or you're trying to make them happy and get them out the door. Make sure what you have on your menu is what you can actually provide your customer. Okay, wow, this lighting's bad right here. But this one is last but certainly not least. Don't be surprised if you're working your ass off for no money. When you start your own business, there's going to be a long time before you take any money home for yourself. A lot of people think opening a business like a cafe or retail store is a license to print money. There's so much overhead and so many things to pay, and when you're first starting, you can be lucky to take any money home your first year. As long as your business does profit, I'd say that's a success. Even if you break even your first year, that's a success. But your game plan in your cafe, because people usually open a business and they are thinking it's a license to print money. You're lucky if you break even your first year. If your business makes profit the first year, that's a success in my eyes. I don't expect to take any money. I didn't expect to take any money from the first year in business, because I knew that it's such a long-term game and a short-term sacrifice that you have to make every single day, that I kind of knew what to expect. And it kind of helped me see the vision of this store and what it's going to become in 3, 4, 5, 6 years from now. And maybe we can start working on the business instead of in the business, and really grow this thing to something that we didn't expect it could be. I hope this video helped you guys. It's going to be a very interesting experience. It's going to be a ton of work, and the saying that goes, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Well, that's just not true. You're still going to be scrubbing toilets. That's still work. You're still going to be, mixing batter and having to clean it all up. That's just part of the business, and it's still going to be a lot. And it's still going to be a lot of work whether you love it or not, but it's going to be a rewarding experience nonetheless that you never had by working a job. All right, I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you haven't yet.